Well, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Holly and this is Life After 45. Today I am just going to throw some makeup on and talk to y'all about life after 45, like perimenopause and work and aging, opinions on aging, and getting in a better mindset for aging. That sounds like something that would interest you. Please stick around, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get into it. Hope everyone's doing good. About to get started. Nothing like the first good sip of coffee, you know? Okay, I don't know what this was. So today I was wanting to try the Dew Glow Tinted Moisturizer. Is from Naturium's, the SPF 50 plus. It's in light. Now I already have a layer of moisturizer on the serums, and then my layer of sunscreen that I always use, because what's in your makeup is never sufficient, as you probably know. But if you don't just rely on sunscreen from your makeup. You'll never get enough to reach the amount that you need. I am way broken out right around here. Pretty sure I'm in the perimenopause stage, because that time of the month right now, and it just keeps doing weird things the past few months. And I think perhaps we are there. I know it's such a buzzword, trigger word. Right now, I think people kind of throw it around haphazardly, not really knowing exactly what it means. I have a gynecologist friend, and she says it's really hard to tell if someone's actually in perimenopause. So I seem to have all of the symptoms where it's like I wake up every night around 2 or 3 in the morning, just wide awake, which is very, very abnormal for me. I am usually a very, very good sleeper. And then I have been very itchy all over, like my palms, the soles of my feet, my legs, just itchy all over randomly, which is also abnormal for me. My periods have been really weird, like really weird. I think right now hormonally I'm just doing something weird. I don't usually break out. If I do, it's only around, my cycle, but that's honestly pretty rare too. So still dealing with some eczema stuff. That's nice. It gave a nice little glow. I personally don't think I could use it as just my foundation for the day. It doesn't really, as you can see, doesn't really give good coverage. But if you don't need a lot of coverage, and I don't need a lot necessarily, but I would say I probably need a medium to even out my skin tone. A layer of that, and then some concealer, that would probably work. But either way, if you don't need a lot of coverage, that's nice as a base. I'm just gonna pounce. Okay, we're gonna go with the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. I have it in the shade light medium. It's the one that looks like this. This one's so good. It's just like, I feel like a crowd pleaser. And yes, again, I use my fingers. Sometimes I use a brush. I get on kicks of using a brush. But it's just, I don't know, it's just faster with my fingers. So yeah, perimenopause. I do feel like I am there. It's one of those just really strange things. Like I said, I feel like it's a buzzword lately. Kind of like how everybody went through a phase of feeling like they were going to label everybody as autistic or on the spectrum, and years ago when it was like ADHD was all the rage and everybody had that. And I'm not saying that people don't have those things, but I just think we get on such kicks. I think we're also on a kick in society of talking about narcissists. I mean, calling people narcissists, and we throw those terms around very flippantly, I think. People have to start labeling people however they want, and really just because they saw like a meme on social media and they're like, oh yeah, I know somebody like that, they must be a narcissist too. Just think you have to be really careful with those things. But anyways, I guess that's neither here nor there. I'm just talking about perimenopause today. Do you guys feel like you are in that stage too? Like in perimenopause land, or do you feel like you're not quite there yet? Or have you already been through that? I'm gonna use the L'Oreal True Match. I don't love this. Not the worst thing ever. I'm probably using way too much. I can't really see what I'm doing. I'm just using the camera. Okay. It's a weird place to be. I feel like in your mid-40s, for a bunch of reasons, but especially hormonally, I feel like your body's starting to do weird things. The big one for me is the sleep disturbance. I've never ever had issues sleeping, like ever. In fact, I used to, well, sometimes I still think I've got a little bit of narcolepsy because I can go to sleep at any point in time. Like, no kidding. I have a bad, this is so dangerous. I have a bad habit of falling asleep when I'm driving. Yeah, I know, it's horrible. I bet this is loud. I have on like a puffer jacket and I feel like it's swishy, like a windbreaker from like the 80s and 90s. I feel like that's what it sounds like, so I'm sorry if it's loud. This is a longtime favorite of mine, and I just used it in my Full Face of Believe Beauty. It's the Believe Beauty Contour Stick in Light. And I just love it. I love the color. And it's just so creamy and smooth. It's fantastic. So I know, like, we talk a lot about, just in general, we talk a lot about getting older and kind of the negative side of that, but what are some positives to getting older? You know, I don't want it to always be like this negative mindset. I'm trying to get out of that because I do feel like I feel that aging is a bad thing. I think ultimately, logically I can say it's not, but I think where I naturally go is that it's a negative thing. And I want to get out of that mindset. It's such a privilege to age and to all of a sudden like have gathered wisdom over the years, because you've just lived life longer and you've learned, and that's like a really nice thing, you know? I don't take anything for granted, I guess is what I'm saying. I think when I was younger, gosh, I took so many things for granted, especially youth. I'm just not ready to look haggard and old, because I know that those things are occurring because of how much I didn't take care of my skin in my younger years. So I was going back and forth between Tixel and Fraxel, but I think I'm gonna go Tixel. And I'm gonna probably do a series of 6, and we're gonna see what that does. So I'll probably take you guys on a journey if y'all are interested in seeing that. I would imagine you would be if you're watching this. Again, not because I feel the need to have a 20-year-old skin with no wrinkles. It's just the state of my skin I'm not happy with, because I know it's due to the things that I did in my past for not taking care of my skin. And now I know so much better, and I do take care of my skin now. And so I want to kind of see if I can remedy some of the things, some of the issues that I have, and then from there continue to take good care of my skin, and then just age gracefully. That is what I would like to do. I don't know, what are some of the things that you guys feel are positives to getting older. Maybe feeling more assured of myself to a degree. There are times that I still feel like, what am I going to be when I grow up? Okay, I'm using the Ione liquid blush in Warm Rose. Yeah, sometimes I still don't feel like I know what I want to be when I grow up, which is crazy, right? Because, hello. What about you guys? The powder blush in Dusty Rose. I've used this before, but it's in this little tiny pan. I think it'll go nice over that liquid blush. I always go so heavy-handed on my blush. I got this at the Dollar Tree as well. It's the Brilliant Bloom. It's like this. I'll try the pinky. That's not very pigmented. Anyways, back to aging and trying to have a more positive mindset. I grew up with a mom who was very concerned with her looks, her weight. She was always small. She was a dancer. She was always small and health conscious. And she had beautiful skin. She took really good care of her skin. She always told me to take good care of my skin, and I was like, psh, please, woman. And I wish I'd listened, but she still has beautiful, beautiful skin. Better skin than me. Like, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I'm blaming my parents for me being the way that I am. That's not what I mean. But we do pick up things, and I do think one of the messages I kind of learned growing up is that being overweight or being bigger, I'm gonna go on with this pink, like this Barbie pink, that being overweight, or not even overweight, but being not small, I'll say it that way, being not small, not thin, was not a good thing. I was an entertainer for a long time as well, so that kind of came with the territory a little bit back then. You get weighed in and stuff weekly, so it was kind of just one of those things, which, whatever. But I also think the other message I got was that aging was bad. She's always talking about like how old she looks, and so I think I've heard that so much that it also gets translated into me, and so I'm trying to combat that and have a healthier outlook on aging. And it just makes it extra hard because, you know, society in general, it does make it seem like aging's a bad thing, you know? And then I run a nursing home, so I also see how in America in general, we just don't take care of our elderly like other countries do, and it's sad. So, you know, I just get all these messages where it's just like, man, aging's not great. So, long story short, short story long, I am trying to combat that. So if you have any like helpful tips or like some really poignant words or words of wisdom about why aging, I do feel like it's a privilege, absolutely, 100%. I think I just more get caught up in, I still feel so young, you know, like I just feel so young. It's a privilege to get older, and I just want to change that mindset, not only for me, but for anybody out there that's watching and struggling with it, because it seems silly to say that you're struggling with getting older. The energy I feel inside and the way I feel inside, I feel like does not match my aging face. Does that make sense? I think aging also has a lot to do with how much stress you have in your life. And I feel like I'm not a person that stresses out like where you can see it. Like, I'm not gonna like completely freak out. If I do, it's gonna be privately, and it's gonna be probably in my shower where I just have a meltdown and cry. I have a very stressful job. I'm on call 24 hours, so that's not really the most fun, but you know, it is part of it. I knew that when I signed up for it, so but sometimes it just wears me down. But that's really, and I do have some personal stress in my life, but mostly it's my job, and you know, not really a lot I can do about that right now. So I was loving doing aesthetics and into skincare stuff because, well, I just love it. It's very enjoyable to me. I love teaching about skincare. I love learning about skincare because that's something you constantly have to keep learning. You know, when someone puts out a new peptide and you want to know if that's something that you need to educate your clients on, whether that's going to be good or bad for their skin. So it's something that always kind of keeps me on my toes, lifelong learner, and I'm a lifelong learner of so many things. So I don't know, I've tossed around the idea of maybe eventually going back and doing that. I don't know, there's just so many things that I want to do, and I don't know if I can do them all. I would love to be a person that goes into facilities and essentially teaches their activities department how to be great, because I've been in a lot of facilities and I've seen one facility, which is where I learned, as being very innovative and good, just absolutely amazing at what they do. And I just want to share that knowledge with people. So I feel like I would be good at going in and teaching people, hey, this is what you need to do to have a really good activities department and to really make a difference in our residents' lives. So I don't know, just different things I'm thinking about. I thought about creating my own company to do that, but I'm just not a create my own company kind of person. I get stuck and I don't know how to move forward. I have great ideas. Me and my friends have come up with some really great ideas just in general about lots of things, and then we all just kind of get stuck and we don't know how to move forward with actually executing it. So that's my problem. But, and you would think by 46 I would have, I don't know, a better grasp on those things, but I really don't. So that's where I'm at. Sometimes I just feel like, what do I want to be when I grow up? Because there's just so many things I'm interested in and that I want to do. And I just don't know how to land on that one thing. So if anybody has any good advice or wisdom on that, let me know that too. Okay, I'm gonna move on and do my eyebrows, so I will return in just a second. We're back. I did my eyebrows with the LA Colors Browy Wowie Skinny Brow Pencil. This is so good. Let me tell you, people are sleeping on LA Colors as a brand. Their stuff is really, really good. I also put the brow powder over it because that's kind of what I always do. Anyways, their brow products in particular have gotten very, very good. Their liquid blushes are, honestly, all of their stuff is really good. I don't necessarily love their foundation. It's okay, not necessarily something I would reach for, but everything else that LA Colors has, for the most part, that I've tried has been excellent. I think people are just sleeping on that brand. La Mercerie, I've tried one other La Mercerie one, but we're gonna try the Midnight Black. It comes in this packaging. We're gonna see if this is any good. Okay, it has a wand that tapers in the middle. I don't mind that. Let's see. It's very dry, which is not my favorite. It's also very hard to get the brush out, but dry formulas are not my jam. I don't like an overly wet one either. I like the Goldilocks where it's just right in between the two. This isn't the worst. It's really weird. It did good on this eye, but it's really struggling on this eye. I'm not sure why. I'm not gonna be using that again. I wonder if you can drop like some kind of like drop of oil in there and get it to, if it weren't so dry, it would be really good, but it's not really for me. I say save your money on this unless you use just super light dry formula and get one of the LA Colors mascaras. They're both from Revlon. They both came from Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna open the gel lip color first. Open this. What I was gonna go back to is that I think for me, for like jobs and like wanting to jump around so much and not really feeling like I've landed on like my thing. I mean, activities, being an activities director was my thing for sure. But You know, I was an entertainer after college for almost 15 years, and that's what I got paid to do, and I got to travel the world, and it was amazing. And I think ever since then, it's just been really hard for me to like love a job as much. It's like most people work their entire lives to get to their dream job, right? But I started right out of college with my dream job because that's all really I ever really wanted to do as a kid. Like I wanted to sing and dance, which is funny because I was so shy and quiet, and I wasn't like doing that stuff around town, or like I was just always very quiet, but I just always wanted to sing and dance. And I finally came out of my shell and did that after college. I did that for, you know, like I said, many years as a profession, and then trying to find something else has been difficult. That's been very hard for me to reconcile, that I got to do my dream job right out of college for a very long time. And so I'm working kind of backwards, whereas most people work their whole life to get to their dream job. Does that make sense? So that feels very nice, but that is pink. Like that is pink. Like baby pink. Which I guess isn't horrible. I feel like this would be better as like a topper on top of something. Or I should have lined my lips. That's probably the real answer. Lip cream. Squeezy tube. Like so. Oop, I just squeezed way too much out. Okay, that's just pretty like just a little tinted gel situation. That's nice. Also, I feel like a topper. So, I think what I'm gonna do is go back and line my lips. I'm not a big liner of the lips, but hey. This is from Be Pure, the lip cream. There she is. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Let me spray my face with my setting spray, the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I can't tell you how many times I've repurchased this. Just in my mouth. I can't tell you how many times I've repurchased this. It's so good. I love it. Thanks for joining me for just chatting, makeup and chatting. Appreciate it. Just leave the comments below. Tell me how you feel about aging, and if you have some good tips to be more positive about aging. Let me know down below. What are your thoughts? What's your outlook? Let's get there together. Let me know if you want to see my journey with like the Tixel procedures that I'm gonna have done, and also tell me about what you do for a living and your thoughts on, do you know what you want to be when you grow up? Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.